You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey Days fans, I've got comings and goings to talk with you about as Ari Zucker just shared a very sad goodbye message to fans as Nicole and Eric leave Salem, plus Andrew and Teresa Donovan are slated to exit. Paul Narita should be on his way out too. And just how long is Xander Cook's mom, Fiona, sticking around? We're going to talk about it all, plus a huge recast coming. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. Let's dive into these Days of Our Lives ins and outs. But please subscribe if you're not following us already. All right, let's start with Ari Zucker, who just shared a very heartfelt goodbye message to the fans. Now, she wrapped filming as Nicole Walker back in December. But since today is her last air date, Ari posted this message over the weekend. And here is what the Nicole actress wrote. She said, "I loved my job. I loved my friends. I loved my coworkers. But most of all, I love all of you." That's speaking to the fans. She continues, "When someone says you are irreplaceable, maybe, but the heart of an individual is not. I gave all my heart and always will. I could never have had this job unless I had all of you. From the bottom of my heart and beyond, I can't thank you enough for loving to hate Nicole and for loving her again as she changed in life with all of you. Thank you for being part of my journey. This is an adventure that will live with me forever." And then she continued to some important stuff. "Thank you for standing up for what is right. Thank you for standing by me. Thank you for acknowledging what this industry so easily takes advantage of. I will forever stand for you. I love you." Let's talk about some of the comments. This is kind of funny. One fan who must be living under a rock, I don't know, she asked her in the comments, "Why are you and Eric quitting the show? You two are my favorites. This makes me so sad. Where are you going?" Ari was very nice in her reply and said, "Not quitting love, show's choice." So at the same time, Ari didn't address the Greg Vaughan part of that. He was continually acting on Days of Our Lives through April of 2024. Greg Vaughan will keep appearing as Eric through December, possibly January. Eric does leave with Nicole on today's episode, but Greg Vaughan's going to be back on our screen probably in just a few weeks, and probably to reveal some kind of something final between Nicole and Eric, because Ari Zucker said they did not get the happy ending that she knows a lot of fans were hoping for. She said they wrote this exit very rapidly when she was fired. It depends on who you ask. She said she was fired. Days said they offered to let her keep her job, but Ari basically said, they were being very inflexible, cutting her pay, cutting just different things. So it's a mess. Ari's gone. Her last episode is Monday. I am very worried they're going to kill Nicole off screen as payback for Ari Zucker's lawsuit. So we've got also some really sweet comments on Ari's exit from some of her castmates. Dan Fioregal, who plays her current husband, EJ Demera, said, "Love you, Ari." And Paul Telfer, who plays Xander, the guy who liked to keep Nicole in a cage, wrote, "Love working with you, Ari. Thanks especially for the kindness and support you gave me when I first started on the show." I absolutely loved Xander and Nicole's scenes, even when they hated each other, even when he had her in the cage, even when he forced her to marry him. They had such a fun dynamic. And then, she finally went to bed with him, and that blew up her marriage to Eric. It's been such a messy, fun ride for them. And actress Martha Madison, who was part of that whole big rash of firings blamed on now disgraced and fired producer Albert Alar, who also the Ari Zucker lawsuit centers on, wrote in the comments, "Love this, love you, sigh." And of course, we are going to see Martha back as Belle Black for the funeral for Bill Hayes' character funeral in December, but her exit otherwise is pretty long-term too. So upcoming also in the ins and outs for Days of Our Lives, we have the exit of the Donovan siblings, Teresa and Andrew. Emily O'Brien's controversial recast as Teresa Donovan ends soon. I know a lot of people were very upset when they replaced Jen Lilly with her. And of course, Jen Lilly was very nice about it, very classy, because when she first came back for those, few scenes, she already warned them that she didn't have that much time. And according to Jen, they had promised an accelerated shooting arc, but this was all part of that Albert Alar thing too, allegedly. And so we got Gwen walking out of the airport, Teresa walking in, and maybe they're going to reverse that. We'll see. Teresa has turned herself into the Salem Police Department for her recent crimes. It looks like Xander Kiriakis' threat to chase her to the ends of the earth really did scare her. But her big brother Andrew's watching out for her, and he and his sister Teresa may actually leave town together. That is, if Andrew or their dad Shane Donovan can stop what's happening with these criminal charges, so Teresa is not sent to Statesville Prison, where I know Xander would really like to see her. And I do wonder if Emily O'Brien is going to be back at some point as Gwen, because there's a spoiler for next week saying Leo Stark reaches out to an old friend. And we know that he doesn't have too many of those, most notably Gwen. But of course, she left town hating him for sleeping with her hot hubby, Dimitri von Leuschner, who has now turned around and dumped Leo. So we'll see, but be ready to say goodbye to Teresa either way very soon. Also in town right now is Paul Narita, but Christopher Sean likely exits at the same time as Colton Little, who plays his boyfriend, Andrew Donovan, or very soon thereafter. I have spoilers for Andrew and Teresa through Monday the 29th, and spoilers for Paul through at least Friday, August 2nd. All right, now, real quick, let's talk about Serena Scott Thomas's debut as Fiona Cook, the long estranged mama of my favorite reformed Salem bad boy, Xander Cook Kiriakis. Fiona hit town with a vengeance, blowing up Teresa's lies about who was really Victor Kiriakis' secret son. But Fiona also blew up her son's wedding, and she's lying about being clean and sober. Xander and Sarah may be very upset to find out she's been boozing with Brady Black, but perhaps Fiona has a good reason for not staying sober. My leaker tells me that they heard Xander's mom is terminally ill, and that's why she wants to reconcile with her son. And that's why she's not too worried about the booze. So there have been conflicting theories on why Fiona Cook was written into the storyline. One is that she wants a slice of Victor's fortune now that it's passing to Xander. And this other, that Fiona may be sick. I'm absolutely enjoying her casting. Serena Scott Thomas has that very upper crust British accent and dry wit. And I absolutely look forward to seeing more of her with Xander, because Fiona's had more scenes, honestly, at this point with Brady and with Sarah than with her own son. Whether Fiona is looking for closure or cash, it looks like Xander's mama is not going to be around long term. Serena Scott Thomas has been back home in Virginia for a while now. Despite that posh UK accent, the Fiona Cook actress lives in the US, if you didn't know, and has for quite some time. All right, last but not least, we have recast news. Chloe Lane's sister, Joy Wesley, is coming to Salem this fall. She will be played by Ann Hopkins. She's going to show up with her mom, Nancy Wesley, and then stays as her mom goes. We will have more on Joy when it gets closer to her air date. If you don't remember, Craig and Nancy got pregnant with Joy, hoping she would be a bone marrow match for a very sick Chloe Lane. And Joy was, but she really hasn't been seen much at all. So until fall of 2024, when she's going to be seen a whole lot. Too bad that Chloe is long gone. Nadia Borland has reportedly moved overseas. She was also part of that massive firing whole thing that's tied into this lawsuit and Ari's exit, and it's just terrible. All right, drop your comments, subscribe if you're not following us, and come back soon. As always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.